Hi everyone, I'm Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Psychic Creations. We have a very interesting show for you. Our guest speaker today is a regional and also local paranormal investigator. Yeah.
Yes,
Please welcome to Psychic Creations the awesome Jason Nelms.
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Really do.
thank you for being here. I know I'm very anxious to get to know you, as I know our viewers are, so I have a ton of questions for you.
Well, let's have at it.
All right. Question number one. Are you a native of Nevada?
Born and raised.
Oh.
Yeah, born in
very
Reno,
cool.
and I spent most of my life there, and up until recently moved to California. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. You're going to move back to...
Haven't figured that out
Oh.
yet. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's just get right into the thick of things. When did you become interested in the paranormal?
I want to say about 93,
Okay.
92, 93. I was 8 or 9, and I had a black shadow walk through my hallway in the middle of the night and disappear into a wall. After the terror stopped, it turned into curiosity, and it was ever since then. So I really started investigating and researching when I was 13, so it's been about 20 years.
Nice. What an experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in the house for a week.
I don't blame you for that. Was it considered a haunted house, though?
No, nobody really knew anything about it. There was no stories or reports about it.
Interesting. Very interesting. And outside of that, have you had other personal experiences with the paranormal?
Oh, all the time. Honestly, I had an attachment for about 15 years. It was never malevolent, but he was always just there. When things were bad in my life, he showed up.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, I always felt like he was watching over me.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'd see him from time to time. He'd make himself known. So
Did you ever discover who it was, or?
I got the name Billy, but that was the most I could get out of it.
Well, sure,
And,
sure.
though the name I did, the house we lived in, we found a Vietnam era flak jacket,
Oh, okay.
and I did find out later on that the guy that had that jacket's name was Billy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. Well, sure.
So I still got it though.
Do you
Oh, yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What a treasured item.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, you don't find that in an empty house every day. So
No. Do you think Billy led you to it to discover it?
I don't know. I really don't know. He doesn't give me a lot of information.
Oh,
but
okay.
he's always been around.
Right.
So yeah.
I can understand that. Well, what inspired you to establish a paranormal investigative team?
That was actually my family. It was my brothers and my sister. The team was founded by family.
Oh, nice.
And they were the ones talking about it, and they all had experience doing it. And it's like everybody's like, oh, why don't we just finally do it? Let's just do it.
Nice.
And it was all or nothing, and it wasn't even my idea. They threw it together, knew I had the most experience, and they just kind of fell in line and
Sure.
said, all right, let's lead the way.
Oh, nice.
So
it was just started out with the three of you, or?
No, there was a few of us, but it was all family. There was me, my brother, my sister, my brother-in-law,
Oh,
someone we
nice.
consider a brother.
Yeah, right.
It started by blood. So
How nice
Yeah.
is that? Well, I think that's a nice beginning.
yeah, family
And
business.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. And you are titled
Sinister Sightings, Paranormal Society.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool name, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't really sound too good to some people, so we have a backup name that we use. It's a Revenant Research Group. So it doesn't have the dark name.
Oh, I hear you on that. Sure.
The name came about. It was just trying to stand out. Just
Heck yeah.
There's thousands of teams out there.
Yes, there is.
And you really got to do these the little itty bitty things that most people that don't realize to really stand out and set yourself apart.
You do. You have to have kind of like that catchphrase or
Yeah.
that catch vision or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. So
Well, good for you. And what's the other name again?
Revenant Research Group.
Revenant Research. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was my stepdad, my brother's dad, that came up with that name. Yeah.
That's an old word. Being
Yes,
an author,
yes,
I
it
love
is.
words, and
Yes,
that's
it
an
is.
awesome old word. Very cool. And right now, how many members do you have on your team?
I'm carrying 9 to 10. We keep a core group of 6, but you know how it is. Not everybody can make it. So we got the bench players. one of our main people can't make it, we got people available that can fill the gap. So that way we can always come to something in full strength, and we're not really, you know, telling somebody we're going to come and investigate your location with our entire team and group and only show up with 2 and a fraction of our gear. So we try to keep a solid bench of people to where we can always respond in force if need be.
Sure, that's a real good idea. For other teams, that's a real good point.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, where do you and your team investigate?
Like regional wise?
All over.
All over. All over. Northern, eastern Nevada, you know, of course, you know, this general region. But we've really spent a lot of time in like the Motherlode area of California. So it's basically everything from Nevada City down to Bishop we've tried to get into.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And how come you chose that area?
Because it's Motherlode. I mean, you take into account the history. It was just, it was lawless, you know, and there was no records on how people died or passed away. There was violence that was unrecorded. It's like, oh, this happened, but where's the rest of the record? You know, there's just so much that happened up there and there's so little documentation because of how things were back in the 1800s. They didn't write everything down like we do now.
Sure, right.
So, but yeah, I mean, you take into account how many people were going up there and all the energy people were expending into trying to strike it rich, and
true.
you know, all these events happening that, you know, the place is just saturated with it. So it's really hard to not go there.
So. Well, I agree with you. Yeah, it would be hard not to. What's your most favorite little community or town over there?
There's mainly Sonora. We've done most of our work up there in Sonora and outlying regions. But yeah, we've established a pretty good relationship with town and business people in Sonora.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah, it was why we now have a headquarters out of there now. So
you have a headquarters in Sonora?
Yeah, that's our one of our central regional headquarters now. They're in Coors Gold, California.
Really? Yeah. We'll expand and let our
viewers. We're branching ourselves out. That way we can cover as much regions as possible.
Well, sure. Do you live in Sonora now?
No, our historian lives in Sonora.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and our other historian lives in Coors Gold. And I live down in Lone Pine, and the rest of the team's here in Reno. Oh,
goodness sakes, well, you really are dispersed in a wide area there.
Yeah, that way we can respond anywhere we need to within the region without having to fully call on everybody if need be.
That is awesome. I like that idea.
I mean, because you know how you have the preliminaries. You go in, just kind of get a feel for the place, see what's going on. You don't have to bring the whole team.
Right.
That that way we can send 1 or 2 people from the region. They're only an hour out. We can have them there. They'll come see what's going on. They'll report back to the team, and then we'll organize and we'll come in there and see what's going on. So.
Wow, this is really a wonderful association that you have.
Yeah.
Well, it's a business.
That's how we look at it. That's how we've taken it from day one. Is people look at it as a hobby.
Sure.
But to us, it's a passion, and this is our work. So if this is the work and the work we're doing, then we got to treat it as a business and run it like a business.
Well, that's something new. I did not know that about you. Yeah. I learn something new every time I have a show. Well, this is wonderful. That is wonderful. And so when you go into these communities, do you just investigate like businesses or old buildings or homes, or do you go into mines or
everything?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a reported haunt, and if we can get into it, we're going to check it out. And a lot of times it's people calling us. It's their business. It's and we're known in the region, so and businesses are saying I got activity, and Sinister Sightings is we got a footprint there, so we can respond. And so
very, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. How many investigations do you do there, average, in a year?
Last year in the region we just did 3, but so far we got 5 set up for this year, and that's already expanding.
Nice.
So I have a feeling we're spending all year up there this year.
Very nice. So. Well, you have to get over the passes.
Yeah.
Darn winter doesn't want to go away.
You got to get past January.
Exactly. Gosh, I hear you on that. Well, how do you investigate? If you could expand on that a little bit. You were just mentioning that you have the preliminaries. And then how do you go about investigating, like, let's say, a business that's there?
Well, first things first, we're going to get the accounts and whatever information on the property we can from the business owner.
Oh, nice.
After that, we're going to start reaching out to like the county, looking for property records, even police records if we can find them, genealogy reports on anybody linked to that property we come across. I mean, full on historical research. I mean, until we get to the bottom of the barrel.
Isn't that interesting? Oh, well, I am very happy you do that.
Yeah, well, we consider ourselves historians first, investigators second.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh, viewers, isn't he cool? That's awesome.
Yeah, we got Coors Gold, one of our investigators, she's a history teacher. So we have a historian there, and then Billy in Sonora, she's a curator at Squamish County Museum. So again, we have another historian there.
Oh.
So, and then myself, I love history. So yeah, we got 3 historians on the team.
I think that's fascinating. That's fabulous.
Yeah, because that way, if we got multiple locations, we can all set aside, this person's working on this history, I'm working on this one, you're working on that one. Or if we got a big location, all 3 of us come together and just, dig up what we can.
Wow, that is fabulous. I love paranormal investigators that are historians.
Well, you take into account the people, the spirits that are still there, they're part of that history. So as we're doing the history, we got to come at them and say, well, you're part of this history too, but where's your voice in the story of this property?
Oh gosh, this is fabulous.
So that's how we've always approached it.
Well, Jason, I'm very proud of you and your team.
Well, thank you.
I've met a lot of teams, they just go in there and want to provoke the spirits.
They want the thrills and...
Yeah, and the sensationalism, and it's like,
no. I'll blame all these TV shows for that.
You are conducting that superbly.
Appreciate
Magnificently.
that. We got a young team, and I'm trying to teach them to do it right instead of going in for the thrills and doing things wrong. Trying to teach these young guys that are the next generation to come up and do this properly.
Good for you. Oh, good for you. Well, does your team use electronics and devices?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We that's purely what we use. We have 2 or 3 sensitives on the team, but we don't count on it because we can't back up feelings.
Sure.
If someone sees something but it's not on camera, it's an experience. You get a feeling, it's an experience. We put it to use. It's a useful tool. I mean, and really anybody, if you're paying attention to your body and how it's reacting to your environment around you, I mean, anybody's really a useful tool as long as you're paying attention. But yeah, we focus on the technology side. That way, if we do catch something, we can say we have it on film.
Right.
We have it on audio. We can't say, oh, I heard this, here's your evidence.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah.
Do you use great big huge electronic equipment?
No, we don't. we all the stuff that you see selling nowadays and that they're using on TV, we actually don't use.
Right.
Because I'm honest, I have an engineering degree in electronics, so I know what technology's out there for EMF and this and that. That you don't have to go spend $70, $80 on because you saw it on TV and you think that's the right thing to use. You can find better stuff for $10.
Right.
I mean, everybody wants to use a K2 and I'm using a K-Moon that I got for $15.
Nice.
Nice. And it measures multiple EMF fields instead of just one.
Well, that sounds fascinating, and I think that you have that device with you.
I do. This is a K-Moon GM3120. You find this in electrical supplies online.
Oh, nice.
This will measure your E field and H fields of EMFs.
Really?
Yeah, you have there's multiple types of EMF fields. So this will actually measure 2 different types, and it'll show you if you're getting into harmful levels. Because you know how there's hypersensitivity to electromagnetism?
Sure.
This will measure that and it'll tell you, okay, there's too much here. And it'll start beeping at you.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Well, it's beeping. We must have spirits around here.
It's actually very sensitive.
Yeah.
Incredibly
well, my
sensitive.
dad's always here, so hi, Dad.
So,
well,
this
nice.
is, I mean, I got this for about $15 on Amazon and electrical supplies.
Electrical supplies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Boy, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it's been a handy tool.
Nice. I'll take a picture of that, viewers, and show that while he's speaking of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's really nice. What else do you use? You take in like big computers and things
Laptop.
like that?
We don't go in. We used to use DVRs, but it's just so much of a hassle. I mean, sometimes you got a limited amount of time to prep before you
Yes.
do an investigation. So you know, breaking out all these wires and cameras and running them, you're killing about an hour of what time you have. And I mean, you know, every minute's valuable when you're doing an investigation.
Sure. And do you have different or certain recorders?
Yeah, we stick to Olympus. We've really been happy with those.
Really?
Yeah. One of the ones we like the most, we can actually put headphones in and listen to the amplification live. So
Nice.
many of our recordings that you'll actually hear us respond to it.
Yes.
Because we actually heard it because of the microphone we were listening to.
Isn't that nice?
So.
Very nice. Well, being you have a degree in electronics, you could just really let our viewers know exactly what the good technology is out there.
Well, first thing, just don't spend the money on the stuff you see on TV. Because you don't need to. You really don't need to. I mean, the REM pods that you see selling for several $100s, you can get a REM pod for $20 if you look in the right place. And
Right.
it's going to give you the same. It's going to give you the same measurements and readings that the $300 one will do.
Well, thank you
So.
for that. Sure.
Yeah. So.
Sure, there's a lot of teams out there that they think they should go out and spend thousands of dollars.
Unnecessary, completely unnecessary. I mean, started 20, 15 years ago, you know, it was a $20, you know, cassette recorder with the little tiny cassette in it and, you know, a high 8 video camera. And that was basically what was being carried. You know?
And they worked.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Well-
mean, all this technology nowadays, it's kind of weird to see where it's all coming from, you know. So,
Well, it's all for ghost hunting.
yeah, it's,
So
yeah.
interesting. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna go look for one of that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
there's a great little tool.
What is the scariest place that you've been? And I really don't like to use that word scary. I should say most interesting.
I'd say the most intense.
Intense. That's a
The
good
most intense location we've done was the Jackson House Hotel in Eureka. We've spent 8 nights. They gave us the hotel 2 times for a total of 8 nights, so we can thoroughly go through it. And it got intense sometimes.
Did it?
Yeah, we had
And I'm
several of
going
several of the female investigators on our team were attacked our first time there.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
and it's not demonic. I'm gonna put that out there
sure.
right now.
Yeah, I kind of
No demons.
Right, no demons.
He's just he likes his space,
Okay.
you know. And yeah, they'll mess with you when you're sleeping.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we were there was 4 o'clock in the morning. We called it a night because we had another long night ahead of us. And I was laying down back in the suite by myself because late at night, that's the most intense place.
Okay.
Is this, Jackson suite upstairs.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm going to be the one to volunteer and sleep in.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Well, I had only been, this is our second trip there, I had only been asleep for like a half hour, and all of a sudden I got woken up by what sounded like an earthquake.
Interesting.
Problem was, on the recordings, nothing.
Nothing.
But it shook my room so intensely that
Yeah.
it woke me up. And so I turned on my recorder, you know, and it stops. It's like,
Of
okay, well,
course.
I'm gonna go back to bed, and as I'm laying back down, I hear a man and woman whispering outside the door. And we do believe it's the Vanderleiths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's Jacob and Audrey Vanderleith. They owned it back in the 1800s.
All right.
And then after the talking stopped, I didn't get it on recording, but I looked at our cameras that we had running outside of it, and honestly, I was thinking it was some of the team just messing with me. Because
Okay.
we do it, you know.
Sure.
Everybody's
Yeah,
going to
fun.
sleep. We're on a
Right.
location. I'm going to knock on your door and run away.
Right.
So,
Well, sure.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. But I checked cameras. Everybody was asleep. No one's messing around. But after the voices stopped, I'm sitting there. I'm laying there, and all of a sudden, I hear heavy footsteps run from the doorway to the bed that I was sleeping in.
Oh.
So yeah, it gets very intense, and it can be very overwhelming sometimes if you don't realize what you're walking into. Yeah.
Any other buildings are that active there in Eureka?
Well, most of them. Yeah, we've done 12 investigations at 10 locations there just last
Nice.
year,
Wow.
and I'd say 7 or 8 of them we did find evidence, and with you take into account the tunnels that run under the town. That it was,
That's right.
Yeah, it all used to be linked to a certain extent. We may not be able to get through them, but to the spirit, those tunnels are still there.
Oh, yeah.
And for the longest time, we called them the nomad because everywhere we investigated, it seemed like we ran into the same entity.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be
But
darned.
and we did find at least 3 of them. We did prove that
Nice.
it was the same entity.
Isn't that
Yeah.
exciting?
And these are all locations like a block away from each other. So.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're all connected with the tunnels?
Yeah, and one of the most intact tunnel systems is under the Eureka Motel, which is going to be part of the Paracon as well. So intricate brickwork. There's a huge cathedral underground. It's like it's like 60 feet long, 20 feet wide by 20 feet tall, and when you're standing in there, your feet are about 30 feet underground. But it's just beautiful brickwork underground that was done by the Italians when they settled it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What was your longest investigation? Not necessarily in Eureka, but just anywhere your longest.
Probably my house when I was younger.
Oh, I like that.
I had no choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, we lived there for several years, and it was all the time. My dad never had any experiences, but I did. It was always surrounded by me. You know, a chair moving across the room when I'm sitting in there, I just
Ooh, nice.
scoots across the room. You know, it's stuff like that, and it got to the point I was like, now I got to find out what's going on.
Oh, well,
So,
sure.
which is tough when you're 13 and you don't really understand.
I get that.
You
Yeah.
know, but you know, who else was going to help me? I didn't. You know, it wasn't like it is today, where
Right.
you know, you can throw a rock and you're going to hit a team somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, there weren't teams like they are 20
right.
years ago. So yeah, I kind of just had to figure it out on my own.
Well, did your brothers and sisters, or well, you said your dad didn't, but your mom, did they have any experiences? Or?
Yeah, they've. My brother and my mom and my sister had experiences in my mom's house. We believe the land. It was because of the land.
Yes.
Because that same entity has been seen in the next door house and one across the street.
I'll be darned. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
So we've spent some time trying to figure out what was going on in their house. But yeah, my brother grew up in that house having experiences, so he kind of grew up how I did.
Interesting. Very interesting. Do you think that any of them have followed you around in your adult life, or?
Not the ones from there, no. Everybody that was having experiences, they all got like patron saint medals or crosses, blessed and put up in the house, and it stopped.
And it stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll be darned. Okay. Interesting. So you've had experiences, well, all of your
All
life.
my life.
Yeah. Have they ever terrified you, or?
Well, when I was 8, yeah.
Well, sure, yeah, I can
Because I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was
Right.
I just saw a black shadow walk down my hallway, block out a light from the living room, and disappear into a wall. So,
That would be terrifying,
Yeah, it
especially
was
if
scary.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
yeah.
be darned. Are you still scared now?
no.
No. Oh, okay. You're brave.
I'm usually the first one running in.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What was your most favorite investigation?
I think the one that meant the most, the team that really kind of got the team off the ground and separated us from the thousands of others out there, was the Tuolumne County Museum in Sonora, California.
Really?
Yeah, because that led to a lot of like publicity in the area that we weren't really expecting. You know, we were just going in there to do a job. But yeah, it led to a lot of getting our name out there more than we really realized it would, and we didn't really intend for it to do, but it did.
Oh.
So the step it helped for the team to take that's why it's so important.
Nice. Were you in the newspapers?
Yeah, we've done 2 newspapers in the area surrounded by the location, and then we've done a hour-and-a-half presentation in front of 120 people at the library, and we did releasing, and we didn't release none of the evidence online before this. We were going to release it to the town, showing the town their own haunts and their own evidence before we released it to anybody else.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Yeah.
That is a professional thing to do. Nice, nice, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
So the entire town was your investigation, basically, or?
I wouldn't say the entire town. It was centered on a historical piece of historical landmark in town, and it just word spread real fast that we were there, and all of a sudden, next thing we knew, we were standing up in front of 120 people, You know,
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it was tough. I wasn't expecting it.
Oh.
They told me 10, 12. I was like, I can do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. Instead, it was 10 times that. I was a little nervous.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can understand that. You bet. Public speaking sometimes is
Yeah.
not easy.
Yeah. But no, it was fun. You know, everybody was really into it. A lot of
Uh-huh.
people were asking questions. And
Nice.
so, yeah, now we're doing a lot of work in the area.
That's nice. You're helping them. I'm helping them understand.
Right.
And who's in their home or their business.
Right.
I think that's what's fascinating. You'll find Uncle George in your house. It's like, hey, come to dinner.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
So-
and we've gone into a business property doing investigation and found out somebody working there. It's a family member following them, and they're having experiences at work. So
because they're not doing it the way the spirit.
exactly.
They're not selling that product.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Well, now, what do you do to advertise to gain other investigations?
I wouldn't really say that we advertise.
Okay.
You know, it's everything that's gotten our name out there came to us and helped us get our name out there. We've honestly just stuck to keeping to ourselves, doing our
Sure,
work,
yeah.
and just basically just nonstop cold calls and emails. Just, hey, this, here's our resume, here's the work we've done.
Right.
Yeah, it's just basically just having good relationships with clients and them being able to say, well, we'd be happy to speak on your behalf. So.
Nice references that you're getting.
Well, yeah, we've been trying. We've been trying.
And word of mouth, that's what I see is most helpful.
Yeah, and we have an online presence, but we don't like social media.
Oh,
but
right.
we don't focus on it. We don't put everything behind our social media presence. And we really just focus on doing the work.
Well, that's just being discreet and being professional too.
Well, that's how most of us were before we started the team, was discreet.
Oh,
so,
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
this whole public eye thing has really been new to us the last couple of years. So.
We'll get ready for more.
Oh yeah, no, it's been nonstop. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, speaking of, can you tell our viewers how people can contact you?
Yeah, you can get a hold of us at 775-276-1774, or you can get a hold of us at www.sinistersightings.paranormal.com, and there's a link to email us.
Nice. Facebook?
Oh yeah, Facebook, but usually it's emails and phone calls.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Very nice. Well, let's see. You got anything more to say?
No, I sure
Yeah,
don't. I
you
think we covered it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, let me give you 5, 4, 3. Well, I want to thank you very, very much for being this awesome guest.
No, I
on our
appreciate
show
you having
today.
me. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. I learned so much from you, and we really appreciate what you do, you and your team.
No, thank you, and we appreciate what you guys do too.
Oh, well, thank you. We're cool, aren't we?
We're all one big family.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much for watching Psychic Creations. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, please contact me at my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com, or at my email address, which is admin@sandypsychicstones.com. Please note that the content of paranormal, and we get to meet fascinating guests, just like Jason Nelms. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for watching Psychic Creations, and we'll see you next show.